So you all won't see it on your end, but on my end, this will be take 2. But we're going to try this again. I'm going to jump into this and see how it goes. Shaman BT back doing another podcast. Thought I would go a little different route with this post. Decided today to do a little blending of both the music and the gaming scene, because I did have a few albums that I got to listen to. I actually did listen to Rihanna's full album, Title, and I'll give my thoughts on that. And I also listened to Monica, and I have a very, very generic, matter of fact, I'm not going to say generic. I have a very logical assessment of her album, and I'm going to get into that in a moment. And I'm also going to talk about both and a new game that's coming out on the Xbox One, along with an update that has come out on the PS4. So I'll get into those as well. So to go back to my initial topic, everybody has heard the infamous Rihanna song, "Let Me See Your Work, 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 Work," whatever, however you want to call it, to sing it. It's on you. I'm not a singer, so I'll admit that from the beginning. I will stand behind saying that artists do things such as go out of their shell or break their comfort zone or special level, and sometimes that works, but a lot of times it doesn't. And with her, I'm not going to say you should stay in your own lane, but I'm also not going to say that when you break your lane, it's not a bad idea. Artists are being, I don't know if I want to say artists are dubbing us or if they think we just aren't getting it, but we know when you're singing versus when you're performing. There are a lot of singers or a lot of artists who just can perform, and there are a lot of artists or singers who can really sing. Trying to get those who actually can sing to sing is the challenging part, and I'll explain what I mean by that with this review of the CD. The CD has a few good cuts. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'd literally have to look at a cheat sheet as far as looking at the actual songs, because it was interesting. The songs that were around the song work were pretty good. She did one song called "Kiss It Better," which was pretty good. James' joint was interesting because it was a very brief song on the album, but it was a good song as well. Desperado wasn't too bad. Yeah, I Said It. Close to You was one that stood out for me. And I mean, for the most part, all of the songs weren't that bad. The interesting thing about her album, and I'll admit this, and anybody who knows me with listening to music will confirm this, there are very few artists or very few times that I will listen to an album from start to finish. And I actually did that with hers and didn't have like, oh, I got to skip this, let me go to the next song. One of my friends, and I'm hoping she'll hear this podcast, because this is one of those things, we're guilty of doing this. We'll listen to an album and we listen to it, and we give our honest, blunt, direct opinion from just that one listen. We don't learn or invest that energy into giving a second spin. So by doing so, we end up neglecting the album or neglecting the music. So I'm going to say it like this, and I'm going to kind of leave it alone. I'm kind of going to rush this a little bit because I know what's going to happen might happen. And if it does, then I'll just do what I do. But anyway, listen to it. If you don't really get it or it's not your thing, listen to it again, because sometimes you might be surprised. You might actually like songs that you didn't like the first time, or you may dislike songs that you liked the first time. So you never know. Next album, Monica. Now I got to listen to her album about a week or so ago, and it was pretty good. One song that stood out to me from her album is called "Call My Name." It was partly because of the little, it's a guy who has a little a repetitious part that comes in the song. You have to hear it to understand. I can't really describe it, but I listened to that album and I actually wasn't hurt. I mean, I actually was impressive. I enjoyed listening to it, and it was a good flow of songs. One thing I'll say about her, and I guess it's just from observation from previous songs and music or whatever you want to call it, when she does a song that's her song, you can tell that she put effort into her song. But when it's a song with a collaboration, the artist takes away from her as a singer. She'll do the performance and it's the routine. It's like, okay, it's a hit single. But then it comes down to, is she able to keep or maintain your attention and keep you steered off course from the actual artist that's appearing on the song. Like the song with Lil Wayne, I liked it, but not really. Critic in me, sorry, music snob moment. Most of my friends who are music snobs like me understand I'm very balanced in listening, but I'm also very honest about listening as well. And I think that's what makes me understand and value music the way I do. And I won't say that I'm the best listener with music, because there's some songs that I like that other people be like, you really like that song? And I'm like, yeah, it's my thing. So we all had it in us, and it's just one of those moments you just kind of got to let happen. So that's my assessment of that album. Now, 2 albums that I may as well tell you now. A friend of mine, she got me introduced to this album. It's by a group called King, and I need to check them out. So I'm going to give that album a spin over the next week. And I also need to listen to Tank's new album, because I haven't heard that as of yet. And it looks like I will possibly be able to do BJ Chicago Kid. Not sure how that's going to go, because I need to do... I'm tempted to do my episodes on the fly, but I also kind of look at it as I may just end up doing them as the mood feels right, I guess. That's the best way I can describe it. So I'll let that happen as it happens. All right. So I've done that topic, and I've given you all the music fixings for about a good 6 or 7 minutes. Now for my little gaming tidbit and my junkie addiction of life. First thing I'm going to get into is we have been hearing the stories. We've been hearing the rumors. They've been making speculations, and it's been hearsay, and nothing has been concretely stated until yesterday. And it was confirmed that Rocket League will be coming to the Xbox One as downloadable content for $20 on February the 17th. The perk behind this is that when the game is released, you'll get all 3 new updates from the PlayStation that are going to be similar to the updates on the PlayStation 4 and the PC. Plus, they're going to implement it to make it mimic the Halo versus Gears of War franchises, which I think is actually not bad. And I'm going to say this because I feel like it needs to be said. Halo and Gears are both 2 games that had good trilogy-based theories. Where they messed up on both of them is once they finished the trilogy, it was like, okay, we're going to make more. And they did, Halo, of course, went with Halo 4 and Halo Wars. And, of course, now Halo 5, which is 10 times different from your typical Halo games. But it's still Halo. So it's like, okay, I'm a Halo fan, so I'm going to like it. And the same applies with Gears of War. You have Gears of War 1, 2, and 3. And then they brought out Judgment. And 4 is supposed to be coming out this year. I've seen some video highlights for that, and it looks pretty good. So, I mean, I personally am a fan of Rocket League. So for those of you who are listening who have no earthly idea what Rocket League is, I'm going to give you the easiest analogy. And if you're old enough, you'll understand this. Remember the little games that they used to sell in the store that looked like it was a bubble? It was a dome. And inside the dome would be one ball. It would be either a basketball or a soccer ball. And then it was these little spots that were where you had to push. You would have outside of the dome buttons that represented 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you could move it from place to place. And your objective was to either get the ball into the goal by scoring a hockey goal or a soccer goal, or you would have to shoot a basket to get to score a basket on the basketball court. Well, take that domed environment and put race cars in the environment, and then put a ball in the middle, and literally 2 goals, and it's the objective of scoring the most goals in 3 minutes, and it is the most upbeat, quick game. I mean, I've seen scores. I mean, it's literally, if I'm not mistaken, it's gotten to esports now, where they have a few esports tournaments that aren't really getting much traction, but they're still out there. So if it's to that point, that says something. But all in all, I personally like the game. I mean, I've seen it played. I've wanted to get it. I just haven't, because I don't plan on getting a PC right now, because I'm still in my Mac flow. So it is what it is. I know a lot of people, fanboys and PC battling, it never ends. And I will be sure to get back into that topic again, because that's one of the things that I want my gamers to not forget, is that I want the gaming community to be a part of this podcast. I feel like the one objective, and I'm kind of steering off course a little bit, the one objective that I want to fulfill in this podcast is that I want it to target every and any audience that is willing to listen to something worthwhile or different on the show. And that's no exception when it comes to the gaming and the video PC community, console and PC gaming community. So I wanted to make sure I added that in there. And the other announcement, and my final announcement, which is going to be, like I said, this is a simple podcast. I mean, normally I can improv or have like an outline broken down, but this one is kind of like off the whim, and it's pretty much self-explanatory. But the final topic is about the update with the new map packs and the new zombies updates to Call of Duty 4. Call of Duty Black Ops 3. And I personally have not played it. As far as the maps, I have not seen any of the maps yet, believe it or not. It's been out for a few weeks. It's only on PS4 right now. As far as for the Xbox One, it's going to be out within a month from now. And I know there's been a lot of talk and frustration about, well, what made Call of Duty decide to go PlayStation as their primary console instead of Xbox One. Easiest and most evident answer is change. They've done Xbox for years. And then as an added bonus, as far as next gen, the first 2 years were Xbox One for Call of Duty Ghosts and Advanced Warfare. Ghosts didn't get good reception. Advanced Warfare was so-so, and it wasn't the most phenomenal. I'm still tempted to find a $15 to $20 copy of Advanced Warfare. So if you got it, let me know, because I'm all for going backwards a little bit and trying something a little different to kind of get a feel for understanding a little bit of why Black Ops 3 is played the way it is to a degree. And then just also me being a gamer is kind of one of those things. So I'll just leave that there. And if anybody has or has not played it, I would love to hear feedback or get any conversation about it. I'm hoping I can catch the updates for Black Ops 3 at some point. But I've personally not played it. But that update has been out for a few weeks. So that means I would assume by mid-March, early March, you should be seeing the update for Black Ops 3 on the Xbox One. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully when it hits Xbox One, and if I've played around and gotten to see the new maps, I'll possibly give an assessment if I buy them. That's, of course, if I buy them. So that's where I'm at with that. Let's see. So that's mainly the simplicity of this podcast today. I don't really want it to be too rambling and ongoing. I did, to give a side note, Spreaker is still holding my podcast. Thank goodness. I'm glad. Loving that. As far as my SoundCloud, I believe I'm at my peak point on SoundCloud. So I'm unable to post anything on SoundCloud. No big deal. No hurt, no harm. I'm okay with that. So I have been setting them up now where they're still on YouTube. So if you want to check them out, go to BTaylor21. You'll definitely enjoy what you're hearing. I've been getting a good flow of this, and one of my friends has given me a lot of advice to learn to just not kind of well, I can say it because it's my podcast, even though I didn't put explicit content, not to half-ass these episodes, and I don't want to do that at this point. So thought I would go ahead and get something going, not just doing something just to be doing it, but because, as I promised, I will be doing 3 episodes per week. And I've done my sports one. This is my music gaming. So I guess it's just a matter of you waiting to see what I'm possibly going to be talking about in my grab bag. I have a possible topic. Don't really know if I want to tell it yet. Just going to kind of see what happens. It'll be fun. Y'all know with me, it's always methodical madness. I don't like showing my hand. So it is what it is. I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here. I hope that you all have enjoyed listening, and thanks to everyone who has tuned into an episode at any point, whether it's been on Spreaker, whether it's been on Facebook, whether it's been on Tumblr, Twitter, wherever you have been listening. I appreciate you. And if you do enjoy these episodes, please leave comments, send me text messages, update me, let me know. I've told friends of mine, if you do listen or get a chance, all criticism and feedback are welcome. So until next time, this is BT signing out. Y'all take it easy. Peace.